This video is a request from one of my subscribers on how to use the foreground selection tool in 2.8. Now, in the description below you will find a link to another website by Photo Advanced, which shows you a lot more detail on a lot of the functions on how to work this foreground select tool. So click on the foreground select tool, that one there, and everything there is reasonably default with the exception of the smoothness. I've moved it back one because there's a lot of detail in that particular flower. That's the grevillea, and it's a large image, by the way. It's a 12 megapixel. The first thing you do after you select that tool, it selects the fuzzy select tool for you. Now you make a selection around the grevillea on what you want to the foreground selection tool to work within, because sometimes there might be a little bit of red on the outside of the grevillea that the foreground selection tool may select if you don't choose within those boundaries. We go in the boundaries there. There's nothing in red there. There's a bit of green, darkness, and back to the start. Now when you get to the start, a little orange dot will come up. That's it. You let the mouse button go. That's the only time you let it go. Then it goes into the brush mode. You don't have to choose the brush because it's already changed it for you. Now it uses the foreground color, which is black, so it doesn't matter. All you're going to do is indicate the color pixels that you want the foreground select tool to work within. Now the brush size there in this particular case is there. You can move that up and down, that slider, to get to the sizes you want. You go and just select around the colors that you want the foreground selection tool to work in. Now you don't need to do too much of the color, only the ones that you feel that are within the boundaries that you just made. So once you've colored in what you want, just let the mouse button go. If you let it go too early, it goes into this foreground extraction. Once it's done it's done its foreground extraction, the blue mask then closes in around the selection. You press the enter key, and then it makes the final selection. As you can see, it does a very good job of that selection. Now under the normal classics, they go and invert the selection. You go to select and then go to invert, go to colors, and go to desaturate. Changes the background to black and white. Then go to select and select none. And that's the foreground selection tool in 2.8. Now if I go and click on that one again, just to explain a little bit more to you, if it misses anything, you click on that contiguous, click on that one there, and then you just go and start, and it'll paint over it, and it'll make that little bit of selection for you. Normally you leave everything at the default, which is number 3 on that case there. It's normally 3. And if where that was a blue color and you wanted the mask to be another color, you can click on that and it'll give you another color. Everything else can be left at the default when you're doing that. So that's it. That's using the foreground selection tool. Now you don't need to color the whole flower, so anyway, everything that's described here is in a PDF file. If you click on the description below, you'll find a link to the website with a PDF printout on all the instructions on using that foreground selection tool.